Hi, today we're going to talk about the paste insert functionality in Epicor. This functionality allows you to insert multiple lines in a mass way. In this video, I will work on purchase order entry. However, this functionality is available in any entry screen from the application. Okay, so for my first scenario, let's imagine that I received a new purchase order from my team, but the purchase order that I received has their lines on an Excel spreadsheet. As you can see, all my data is in this spreadsheet. However, this is really not mapped with the Epicor field names or the Epicor format, so I need to work with that. I will start by creating the PO header manually first. I create new PO, search for a supplier from my system, and save the header. Then I have to move to the lines. Make sure that you work on the lines list view because this list view has the grid that we will use for paste insert. In reality, I could start paste insert from here. However, I want to create the first line manually. This is a trick that I use to make sure that I have a good template and that the data that I am going to import is matching the Epicor format. So I will create the first line manually and copy the information from my spreadsheet. In this step, we need to do a little bit of a mapping because the fields might be in a different order and with a different name. But if you know your data, you definitely will know the information that you need to enter. Not all the fields are mandatory, and you can decide what fields you want to copy from your spreadsheet into the Epicor grid. After you're done entering your data, you save, and you'll have your first line created. This is going to be our template. For that, I do a right-click on the grid and select Copy All Include Labels. Then I will go back to my spreadsheet, and on a new tab, I will paste the information that I just copied from Epicor. This will be my template. The next thing that I need to do is go back to my original sheet and then copy all the fields that are basically the ones that I entered on the screen. Note that I can leave some of the columns blank, and that's okay. Really, not all the columns need to be filled out, because not all the columns are mandatory. After I'm done pasting the data, I will copy the same type into all the lines, so the type will be purchased unknown. The line is one of the fields that I don't really need to enter on my spreadsheet. However, I do need to copy this position of the column. Reason for that is if I don't do that, Epicor is going to produce an error. Let me show you. I will copy the lines without the first column and then go back to my purchase order entry, and I will try the paste insert with that format. Note that immediately I get an error. The reason is that the data that I tried to import is not in the right position, so that's going to fail. Let's try again, but this time I will copy all the columns even though the line is empty at the moment. Epicor will assign the line number automatically, but really any column that is blank can be copied without a problem as long as we respect the mandatory fields. Another tip is to make sure you are not copying the header information. This is useful for our mapping. However, this information from the first line doesn't need to go into the paste insert action. Just copy the data that is relevant for the lines. So we're going to copy once again, go back to the purchase order entry, and try paste insert one more time. And this time note that the lines will automatically start creating with the data that I just pasted from my system from the Excel spreadsheet. And in a matter of seconds, I have multiple lines created at once. To finalize, I just save my changes, go to the summary, and approve my PO. And this is a very good way to save time. Create a PO with multiple lines in a very short time. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.